What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching a Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. I just got back from watching Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman is the 4th installment in the DC Extended Universe. Of course, there was Man of Steel, which was pretty good, and then there was Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad, which were not good at all. And now we have Wonder Woman, which is directed by Patty Jenkins, and I gotta tell you that I've been really excited about a Wonder Woman film since I first saw her in Batman vs. Superman last year. As a matter of fact, once Wonder Woman came on screen and then the music came on, that was an extremely exciting moment that gave me goosebumps, and basically her scenes in the entire movie made up a lot of what was the best parts about Batman vs. Superman. But now we have a full film about Wonder Woman, and I was really excited about it. Gal Gadot is back as the title character. Captain Steve Trevor is played by Chris Pine, and we ended up with a pretty good team. First of all, there's a lot of great characters in this film. A lot of great characters. Very well written, very well directed, well acted, all on the top of their game. And I love the chemistry between Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman. There's a lot of great scenes between them too. There's a lot of humor between them, and I just love that it feels so innocent. It's a fresh out of water story because it's Gal Gadot, or rather Wonder Woman, or rather Diana Prince, entering into man's world, and things are just so new to her that it makes her feel like a fish out of water. And I love that aspect about the film. It feels very charming. It's innocent, and it's got a lot of it carries a lot of great moments. But keep in mind, this is an origin story, and origin stories for the last while in superhero films have always worked. Well, not always worked, but they've worked quite often. Batman Begins, Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Captain America, The First Avenger, all great origin stories. And now we have Wonder Woman, and an origin story is just such a I won't say safe, but it's just such a great way to really introduce a character, as opposed to just having the character in there and, you know, making the audience just accept them for what they are. And with the origin story, you get to learn about the history, which we did. We also learned about how she came to be as this great and fantastic title character and everything that she stands for. And it's a very character-driven piece, and which is what I like about this film so much. It's kind of like Captain America meets Thor with Gal Gadot. That's what Wonder Woman is. And I really enjoyed Thor. I really enjoyed Captain America, The First Avenger. And Gal Gadot just does such a great job as Diana Prince. And she just carries the role so well. And I've always loved strong female characters in film, such as Ripley in Aliens, Sarah Connor in the Terminator films. And then, of course, there's Lilu in Fifth Element, Celine in the Underworld films, Alice in the Resident Evil films. They're just so much fun to watch. And I feel that Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is really right up there with Ripley and Sarah Connor, because she just does such a great job with the character. And I love that, like I said before, like it's a very character-driven piece. I won't say that it's a film, it's a superhero film with a lot of action in it, because it really isn't. It's more like a character-driven piece with action in it. You know what I'm saying? The emphasis of this film is not the action and the spectacle. It's more about her character, and that's why I feel it's so engaging. She just carries the film so well from beginning to end, and she does a great job with it. So I really love this film, and it just feels so fresh. It's something that's really needed for the DC Extended Universe, because it just, you know, we've seen Batman vs. Superman, we've seen Suicide Squad, and they try to do very different things with this film, but I feel that they went back to basics, and not only did they go back to basics, they put a really different spin on things, and Patty Jenkins just did such a great job. Now, this film isn't perfect. I didn't really I wish it wasn't that, it didn't have that kind of Zack Snyder melancholy type of tone to it. I'm not talking about like the overall feel of it. I'm talking about the look of the film. It's very, very dark. It's very, very like somber looking, kind of like how the way Man of Steel had that kind of like dark looking palette to it. You know, I wasn't really into that look. And another thing is that, like, even though the film is really, really great and the character's so well written and I love the development and story, I just kind of feel that the third act, the final battle, did suffer a bit of the typical the weak villain syndrome that a lot of these superhero films suffer in fact, Marvel suffers from it a lot, and I feel that the final act of the film, where they're doing the final battle, I felt that was just a little bit, it felt a little bit generic to me, but what the entire film stood for, what the character stood for, and the grand themes of the film really made up for that flaw. So I won't give it a big knock for the film, on the film, just because of that. I will still say that, oh my god, when she fought the Germans, holy crap, that wait was worth it. It takes a while before we get to that sequence, but that wait, that development to getting there, and when she finally reveals, I can't say anything, but when she finally fights the Germans and the beginning of that moment, goosebumps, man, nerdgasms, nerd chills, all that. It was just such a great build-up. And when I was watching the film, I was kind of thinking to myself, holy cow, like, you know, when are they going to start fighting? I really like what's going on, but I'm wondering, like, when are we going to start fighting? But once we got there, all that build-up towards it was worth it, because that sequence, whoo! I gotta tell you, one of the greatest action sequences in comic book movie history. That was a great scene. It almost put tears on my eyes at how great it was. So, whew! Wonder Woman versus the Germans, like, wow, just spot on. Anyways, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is a really, really great and fantastic film, and they made a lot of really great decisions with what they've done with this film. Great direction. I loved it. I'm going to watch it again tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. Last thing that I'll say is skip the 3D. Skip the 3D on this film. It didn't really do much for me. It didn't really add to the film. You didn't really feel much depth to it. It was a poor post-conversion, and the only things that really popped out was when there was like bullets and arrows flying around, but besides that, you don't really feel the depth at all. 2D is the way to go. Just go 2D, skip the 3D. It's not necessary. And that's all I gotta say in this review. 9 out of 10. Must-watch film, and the hype is real. Okay, we've been waiting for a different type of superhero film, which is also an origin story. We've got it. It's right here, and it's Wonder Woman, and I loved it. So 9 out of 10. Go check it out. As always, if you enjoyed this review, you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Well, we encounter some new stuff, and I can't really tell you what it is, but I'll just tell you that there were a lot of jaw-dropping and shocking moments